Hey everyone, love history? Me too, let's go on an adventure. Today, we're going way up north to Alaska. It's got huge glaciers and lots of tundra. It's not just beautiful, it's full of history hidden underground. We're going back in time to see amazing things found in Alaska. These finds tell us about the people who lived there long ago, how smart they were, their traditions, and how they survived in a tough but amazing place. Get ready to see old objects, solve mysteries, and learn about Alaska's history. You don't want to miss this? First stop, Southeast Alaska, where there are lots of trees and islands. This region is known for its breathtaking natural beauty, with dense forests that stretch as far as the eye can see, and countless islands dotting the coastline. The landscape is rugged and wild, a perfect backdrop for the rich history of the Tlingit people. This is where the Tlingit people lived. They have called this place home for thousands of years, developing a deep connection with the land and sea. Their culture is vibrant and their traditions are still alive today. They were strong and loved their land. The Tlingit people were known for their resilience and their ability to thrive in this challenging environment. They were skilled hunters, fishermen, and gatherers, always respecting the natural world around them. Imagine this. It's early morning, the sun is just coming up, and people are digging carefully near the water. The air is crisp and filled with anticipation as archaeologists meticulously search for clues about the past. They're excited to see what's hidden there. Each discovery brings them closer to understanding the lives of the Tlingit people, and the thrill of uncovering history is palpable. And then, they find it. Something amazing. A huge canoe, its wooden parts still there after hundreds of years. This discovery is a window into the past, revealing the craftsmanship and ingenuity of the Tlingit people. This isn't a regular find, it's a rare and precious artifact that tells a story of a time long gone. It's a 30-foot Tlingit War Canoe, big enough to carry many warriors. This canoe was not just a means of transportation, it was a symbol of power and unity for the Tlingit people. Can you imagine the stories it could tell? Stories of epic journeys, fierce battles, and the daily lives of the Tlingit warriors who once paddled these waters. Stories about battles and their connection to the sea. The sea was not just a resource for the Tlingit, it was an integral part of their identity and their way of life. The Tlingit were great with wood, and this canoe shows how skilled they were. Their woodworking techniques were advanced, allowing them to create sturdy and beautiful vessels. They made it from one giant cedar tree, using tools to shape it by hand. It's incredibly well made. The craftsmanship involved in creating such a canoe is a testament to their expertise and dedication. This canoe isn't just old, it shows us how important the sea was to the Tlingit people. It was their highway, their source of food, and a key part of their cultural identity. It tells us they were great shipbuilders, brave warriors, and connected to the water. Their canoes were not just functional, they were works of art that carried the spirit of the Tlingit people. Finding this canoe was a big deal for people who study history. It provided invaluable insights into the Tlingit way of life and their maritime prowess. It helped them understand how the Tlingit people lived, their rules, and how important they were in that area. The canoe is a bridge to the past, connecting us to the rich heritage of the Tlingit. It reminds us that Alaska's history isn't just on land, it's in the water too. The sea holds many secrets, and the discovery of this canoe is a reminder of the deep and enduring connection between the Tlingit people and the waters of Southeast Alaska. Now we're going north, past the trees, to the Arctic Ocean. There's a place called Point Hope, where the Ipiutak people lived. They moved around and survived in this difficult place over 1,500 years ago. Back in the 1930s, people found something amazing at Point Hope. A really old graveyard with thousands of special objects. These weren't normal tools or weapons. These were beautiful carvings, little ivory animals, and special objects used for ceremonies. The Ipiutak Artifacts were a surprise. They showed how clever and artistic these people were, which changed what people thought about people who lived in the Arctic. The ivory carvings are really special. They show animals like polar bears and walruses and even imaginary creatures. But these objects weren't just pretty. They showed that the Ipiutak people were spiritual and had interesting beliefs. Many carvings show shamans, who were like healers who could talk to spirits. These shamans were important in Ipiutak society. Finding these objects made people rethink what it was like to live in the Arctic a long time ago. It showed that they weren't just trying to survive the cold. They were artists, storytellers, and spiritual people who had a rich culture in a very difficult place. Now we're going to the very top of the world, to Barrow, the furthest north town in the United States. This remote and icy place is not just a geographical wonder, but also a cultural treasure trove. It's right on the Arctic Ocean, where the icy waters meet the frozen land, creating a stark yet beautiful landscape. Here, the Inupiat people have lived for thousands of years, depending on the ocean for food and survival. Their lives are intricately tied to the rhythms of the sea and the harsh Arctic environment. A long time ago, people came to Barrow to hunt whales because it made them a lot of money. Whaling was not just an economic activity but a way of life, deeply embedded in the culture and traditions of the Inupiat, but they didn't realize they were entering a place with ancient traditions and beliefs. The Inupiat had a rich cultural heritage that was often misunderstood by outsiders. Hidden in the frozen ground was something amazing, a mask made of whalebone. This discovery was not just an artifact but a window into the spiritual world of the Inupiat. This wasn't just any mask, it was a special object used in ceremonies, connecting the Inupiat people to the spirit world. The mask played a crucial role in their rituals and spiritual practices. The Barrow whalebone mask is a beautiful piece of art. Its intricate design and craftsmanship reflect the deep connection the Inupiat have with their environment and their spiritual beliefs. It shows a human face with animal parts, showing that the Inupiat people believed all living things were connected. This belief in the interconnectedness of life is a central theme in their art and culture. Imagine this: a dim light shining on a traditional Inupiat house. The flickering light casts shadows on the walls, creating an atmosphere of mystery and reverence. A shaman, wearing special clothes, puts on the whalebone mask. The shaman's attire is adorned with symbols and materials that hold spiritual significance. He moves like he has ancient power. Each movement is deliberate and meaningful, invoking the spirits and forces of nature. The mask isn't just a disguise, it helps the shaman talk to animals, the weather and the forces of nature. Through the mask, the shaman becomes a bridge between the human world and the natural world. The Barrow whalebone mask shows us the spiritual beliefs of the Inupiat people. It is a testament to their deep respect for the natural world and their understanding of the delicate balance of life. It tells us they respected nature, understood how to live in the Arctic, and felt connected to their ancestors. The mask is a symbol of their enduring legacy and their harmonious relationship with the environment. Now we're going to a secret place in Alaska, a place with lots of stories and mystery. It's called the Ukkuqsi Archaeological Site, where stories from the past seem to whisper in the wind. For many years, people told stories about a lost village buried underground, a place where spirits roamed and secrets were hidden. These stories, once thought to be just stories, became important when people started digging at Ukkuqsi. What they found was amazing: the ruins of a big village over 1,000 years old. Collapsed buildings came out of the ground, their wooden parts showing where people had worked on them. Everyday objects, tools, and weapons were everywhere, like time had stopped. But it was the stories, passed down for generations, that made Ukkuqsi come alive. These stories told about a busy community, a place of happiness and sadness, of life and death. They told about parties, fights, and how people lived in this difficult place. One story tells about a powerful shaman who lived in the village. People said he could control the weather, heal sick people, and even talk to spirits. The Ukkuqsi site reminds us that Alaska's history isn't just in books, it's part of the land, kept alive in stories told for many years. Our last stop is by the Bering Sea, at a place called Nunalleq, which means Old Village. This remote location, nestled along the rugged coastline, holds secrets that have been buried for centuries, waiting to be uncovered. Here, people found something that changed what we know about Alaska's history. The discovery at Nunalleq has provided a window into the past, offering a glimpse into the lives of the Yupik people who once thrived in this harsh environment. Imagine this: you're carefully digging in the ground and your shovel hits something hard. The anticipation builds as you wonder what lies beneath the surface. You brush away the dirt and find a perfectly preserved wooden object, a toy, a tool, something from a long time ago. Each artifact tells a story, connecting us to the people who once used them in their daily lives. That's what happened at Nunalleq. The site has yielded an incredible array of artifacts, each one offering a piece of the puzzle that is the history of the Yupik people. But this wasn't just any old place. It was a thriving community, a hub of activity and culture. It was a Yupik village, frozen in time for over 500 years. The permafrost preserved the village in remarkable detail, allowing us to see how the Yupik people lived, worked, and played. What makes Nunalleq special is how much stuff they found there. Thousands of objects like tools, each one meticulously catalogued and studied to understand its significance. Weapons, toys, clothes, and even food. These discoveries paint a vivid picture of daily life in the village, from the tools they used to the food they ate. It's like looking at a moment in time in a Yupik village. The artifacts provide a snapshot of a culture that was rich and vibrant, deeply connected to the land and sea. The objects from Nunalleq tell us about how tough, adaptable, and connected to the land the Yupik people were. They were resourceful, using the materials available to them to create tools and objects that were both functional and beautiful. They were skilled hunters, fishermen, and craftsmen able to live in one of the hardest places on Earth. Their ingenuity and resilience are evident in the artifacts they left behind. But Nunalleq is more than just a place where they found old stuff. It's a testament to the enduring spirit of the Yupik people and their connection to their heritage. It's a place of healing and making things right. The excavation has brought the community together, fostering a sense of pride and connection to their ancestors. The Yupik people, whose ancestors lived there, have been part of the digging from the beginning. Their involvement ensures that the excavation is conducted with respect and sensitivity to their cultural heritage. Nunalleq shows how important it is to work together, that there's hope for the future, and that the past is never really gone. The collaboration between archaeologists and the Yupik community is a model for how we can honor and preserve our shared history. We can still learn from it and respect it. The lessons from Nunalleq remind us of the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of preserving our cultural heritage for future generations. From the Tlingit canoes to the Ipiutak carvings, from the whalebone mask to the lost village of Ukkuqsi and the frozen treasures of Nunalleq, we've only just started to uncover Alaska's amazing history. These discoveries remind us that Alaska's history is full of stories about the many people who have lived there. It's a story of survival, adaptation, and a deep connection to nature. I hope you'll learn more about Alaska's past. Visit the museums, see the archaeological sites, and listen to the stories passed down through generations. You'll see that Alaska isn't just a beautiful place, it's a place where the past is still alive. Thanks for coming on this adventure with me. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing journeys into the unknown.